Can I have this out here, or do I need to have it?
Good evening. Welcome to SF Liberal Buzz, where our aim is to get the liberals to act like it. And I've got Shona Gokenauer with me, and the cannabis community is my #1 subject that I deal with on all my shows because it's a civil right and it affects me the most. So the thing that we're dealing with now is our community is in a red alert. We're being attacked on the state level, the federal level, the local level, and just a bunch of different levels. So
yeah,
I'm going to start out with a woman named Kathleen Capetti from the Hemp Center, who received a letter to shutter her dispensary, or the landlord would face 40 years in jail and for property forfeiture, naturally, because what are you going to do when you're in jail? Your property is going to go somewhere else, to the feds.
To the feds, yes.
So here she is, and there you go, Kathleen.
Turn it up.
I try. Okay, so we have to turn the volume up here. Oh, it's up. Okay, so I've got to figure out what to do about it. Let's see. Not working yet. Why was it?
You can almost hear it. There we go.
Can't hear the sound?
No, it's not. This is Frank. Psychic Frank. Yeah, you can't hear the sound at all.
Oh, no. I guess we have problems with the sound.
Just segue and we can talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to just have to talk. We've got too many technical difficulties here, so we're just...
Okay, you guys are looking good. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, Frank, for the input. Yeah. Okay, that was not worth...
So that was Kathleen Capetti at
can you
our rally.
Fill the audience in about what's going on?
Sure. So Kathleen, myself, and several other cannabis activists had an immediate response that actually was not just our city, but was Sacramento, was Los Angeles. So Patient Advocacy Network had a statewide emergency response to the federal letters. We received 8 in San Jose, 1 confirmed in San Francisco, but we do know that the DEA is investigating 7 other locations. And then we had some in Ukiah, San Bernardino.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try.
So we're really under attack, and today we have the unfortunate circumstance of the California Supreme Court ruling that cities and counties can ban medical dispensary stores. So what this in effect does is create these little dry counties, and right now as we speak, counties that had tried to establish bans or are unfriendly to us, such as San Bernardino, anyone who has a public cannabis dispensary is being raided currently. So we're looking at a lot of shutdowns of the smaller cities' safe access equipment, and we're looking at kind of being quarantined to a few cities in the Bay Area, and It's really tragic. And with Kathleen from the Hemp Center, she's been serving the city for over 14 years. And it's really the last place where patients, especially poor patients who can't medicate in their own homes, are able to have, the social function of medicine and be able to medicate.
That's the one out on Geary.
Yeah, it's out on 12th and Geary.
And what was the reason given for them to close? The
proximity.
Children.
So they're using a law that's from, it's a righteous law. It has to do with parents' concerns in East Los Angeles and et cetera regarding people using crack cocaine near schools. And the huge difference is that these are safe access centers, and the only way children are even allowed on the premise is if they're dying. So there's added security to the neighborhood and et cetera. And I really feel that US Attorney Melinda Haag is using a law that doesn't fit what the actual practice is.
So they're calling
it's enhanced sentencing. If you're 1,000 feet from a school, they can give you additional sentencing, which is how you end up with this 40-year sentence.
So they're taking it out of context here.
They're absolutely taking it out of context. They know that we are not the threat to public safety that other, seriously toxic substances are, including liquor, And it's really unfortunate because any way you turn the map in San Francisco, because we're a small, tall city, you can be near a place where children congregate. So it's just a matter of them sort of systematically cutting our forest down in a sanctuary city. And then we have the added problem of our conservative supervisor, John Avalos,
who wants to limit one dispensary per 500 feet or 1,000 feet.
So it seems kind of gentle, like, oh, we just don't want two dispensaries on the same block unless you know what the map really looks like.
And green zone. Well, they were
what the map looks like is extremely small.
Well, wasn't there talk of expanding the green zone?
That is, I think, what the cannabis community must do, and the city elects must do with us this year.
And our the planning commission, they are not really voting our way anymore.
Actually, the planning commission did a great job, and
just
hats off to them.
Not enough of them.
No, they did a great job. They did a fantastic job reeling in what John Avalos was trying to do. What John Avalos was trying to do was very toxic. He knew it was toxic. He knew... Oh, you got a call, I think. Oh, we lost our caller.
That's all right. I just had to screen it.
What John Avalos is trying to do, he knows has implications in all of the other districts. The Planning Commission themselves called him out on not bringing all the stakeholders to the table. He's using the excuse of like, oh, the cannabis community has so many different aspects. So does the immigrant community. So does the women's rights communities.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of bullshit,
We're civil. It's a civil right, cannabis is, and to be putting people in jail for it is just beyond belief. That it's a herbaceous annual that's unprocessed and has never killed anyone. Well, it
absolutely.
Looks like we haven't had a caller. Unless they hung up. So
I think the sad point of that is that we shouldn't have this in a sanctuary city. We shouldn't have a so-called progressive leader.
Caller, you're on the air. Hello? Caller?
Hello? Hi, is this Let's Talk Sports?
I can't hear him.
Can you put your mouth closer to the receiver?
Is this Let's Talk Sports?
I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you,
We
caller.
can't hear you, caller. Sorry. Maybe you could try from another phone or something. So you were saying that we had a lot of stakeholders in that room against that opposed John Avalos, and there were 2 or 3 neighborhood people that got up, and they were outnumbered that spoke against our community. So
well, there was a huge, for all they're trying to say that we have all these conflicting views in the cannabis community in San Francisco and we can't get it together and what have you, that's just a distraction. Everybody there was to oppose this. It went from the lobbyists like Stephanie Tucker straight up to Americans for Safe Access. Access of Love was there. Independent patient advocates were there. Everybody opposes this because they know that, and the Planning Commission gets it. In order to have a good map, we have to open up more of our zones and more of our commercial zoning, and especially because we're having this federal attack on our city right now, and also for the Berkeley's patient group, we absolutely need to be able to move and take that permit with us and be able to sort of reanimate quickly in order to provide safe access, because the minute the feds find a location and find out that it's working, they're going to come after it.
Then they'll just have to relocate. It's expensive to relocate.
It's expensive to relocate, I know.
But they could make the permitting process easier.
Well, what they need to do is they need to open up the green zones. They need to tie the permit to the operative collective, not just solely to the land. And that operative collective needs to be able to pick up that permit. It needs to be flexible, and it needs to be able to move to another location in a fluidic manner. The newer collectives that we don't have well vetted maybe can go through a slower process, but the process for the well-vetted and well-established collectives in San Francisco needs to be tied to the operators and needs to be able to move quickly, because we can't live within these limitations. And to say that we're, on the globe, there's only 2 sanctuary cities, us and Amsterdam, and we're not doing a good job if we're allowing stricter zoning so that patients don't have access. We have no access still in the Sunset. None.
Well, at Carmen Chu's district, they shot that down pretty soundly. So, and the Excelsior, it's pretty hard to get anything in the Bayview, too. So.
Well, the Bayview and the Sunset have no dispensaries right now. And they're both neighborhoods that need dispensaries, and not only need dispensaries in the sense of safe access, but also dispensaries bring an element of public safety to the blocks that they're on.
Explain the land grab. You were talking about a land grab at the rally, and I wanted to go a little more into that aspect of this. The landlords who rent to the dispensary, sometimes the dispensaries will pay double or triple rent. But so how can there be a land grab when the landlord is getting the maximum amount of rent for the place the dispensary occupies?
Well, I think the reason why I was referring to it as a land grab is because the feds are going to turn the map any way they want, so that literally they're just going to be pushing the safe access community underground again. We're not going to be able to have permitted land use. That's their definite goal. They don't want us to be permitted through a city or county to be on the land. They want to literally make us an underground community again. And that doesn't serve disabled patients.
Talk about voter initiatives.
Oh, there's an awesome group that is gathering between the north and the south of our state to work on a 2014 decriminalization measure. And we're getting a lot of pushback from the more traditional lobbyists who want to wait to 2016. But I don't think the people who are having their children kidnapped by CPS, I don't think the nonviolent prisoners sitting in jail want to wait to 2016. And I think, we're at a point in our history where 9 out of 10 Americans support medical cannabis. I don't see why we can't get this on the ballot for 2014 and be successful in California.
Well, 90% of people want guns to be, have sensible gun laws, and we're not getting that either.
There's a real lag time between what the people of America, there are consensus of what is public safety and what it looks like and what the feds want, you know, and our concepts of public safety include medical cannabis, include strong gun control, and yet we're lagging behind a Congress that's not following us.
They certainly aren't. Hello, caller. Let's have a go again. See what you got. Hello?
Hi, Denise and Shona. This is Junebug.
Hey, Junebug.
Hey, and I just want to say that I really think what you guys are doing up here is awesome. We need to have public discussions like this.
Yeah, we do. Oh, I'm losing you, honey.
And I feel like I'm talking and then it's coming in late.
Oh, turn your TV down.
Okay, let me turn my TV down. Hold on.
Okay. Junebug's an awesome activist, a harm reduction counselor, a mother, a caretaker of other disabled patients. It's awesome to have her phoning in.
Okay, is this better?
Yes, much better.
Much better. Okay, awesome. Okay. I just want to say that we're obviously getting attacked on so many different levels, state, local, and federal.
Yes, we are.
Yes, it is definitely a three-pronged attack.
And what is it that folks can do? I think that I heard something was being mentioned on Monday.
There's a couple upcoming events. Thank you for reminding me of that. Saturday, there's going to be a protest because Eric Holder, our National Attorney General from the Department of Justice, is going to be speaking to a graduating law class at the Greek Theater at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and I'm hoping that folks can get out there and show some anger at some of our oldest dispensaries being attacked here in San Francisco. The Hemp Center in Berkeley, the Berkeley Patients Group also got a federal letter. And on Monday here locally in San Francisco, we have the land use hearing, and I'm really hoping that other, advocates can get there and voice their opinion, because we're having terrible coverage, of somebody that's supposed to be a progressive leader, John Avalo, saying things like no patient in his neighborhood has ever said they needed a dispensary.
Oh.
And this type of ignorance and this type of canceling out the patient voice, and in particular the poor people's voice concerning medical cannabis in our districts, we can't allow that to happen. So I hope people can join us at both of these, Saturday at 10 at the Greek Theater, and Monday, I believe it's at 10 o'clock in our own City Hall for our land use hearing.
Yeah. Junebug, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Good. We hope to see you at some of those things.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to try to make it to City Hall on Monday. And I think it was great that you guys showed the YouTube. Even though people couldn't hear it, maybe if we just tell people where they can go on YouTube to look it up themselves. There's a lot of articles being written right now and research that people need to do and to look into this. And this is not okay. As a Prop 215 patient myself and a parent who advocates for child care and works with Parent Voices, we need safe access. And I think that child care centers and schools and cannabis centers are both important. And if they're regulating cannabis dispensaries, why isn't there regulations on schools and centers? If there's already a dispensary on site, why would a school be able to build after there's already a dispensary there? I don't know. I definitely think we need to look at our zoning laws locally and what's going on, because it's actually affecting safe access. It's creating a marginalization of access, and it's putting patients in jeopardy, and that's not okay. And
that doesn't make us a sanctuary city.
That's right.
When
bars,
patients,
all a bar has to do is put up a sign that says no one under 21 allowed, and that's good enough.
Right, and just the Xing out of important patient voices like yourself as a parent, as a person who also needs safe access. And we're being marginalized. We're being pushed off the map. And that is not acceptable in a sanctuary city. It's just not acceptable.
No, it isn't. And Junebug, as a mother, it's great that you could provide your input about this, because kids, when they get a little older, they'll know they're being used by adults for another agenda that has nothing to do with their well-being.
Well, I mean, the sad truth is the only children that come into dispensaries come in with their parents because they're dying. And that's not the truth with a 7-Eleven, a bar, you know, a grocery store, etc., where alcohol
and Walgreens, this is medicine,
for example, has many toxic substances. So just to say that this is about, you know, a quality of life issue, the truth is our dispensaries bring a better quality of life to every neighborhood we've gone into in San Francisco. We've established that truth for over 5 years. So what John Avalos is going on right now is purely political.
That is totally true.
It's going to get him elected to appear as a conservative family man to certain neighborhood groups and put on a different face when he's collecting cannabis monies for a campaign trail. It's just very stale, one-dimensional politics that are not caring.
Not at all. No, it isn't. And we progressives, we are really tired of being used by more moderate politicians that really are not connected with us enough. Obviously, if they were more connected with us, they'd be listening to us more.
Right.
We don't. We don't have the money, but we have the ideas, and we're the ones that work on the ideas. The rich people just throw money at every problem and every idea, everything they do. They just money.
The truth of the matter, cannabis is medicine, and it actually brings help to the community, not harm.
Absolutely. It brings health to the community, not harm. And not only that, cannabis voters come in all shapes and sizes, and we're by the thousands in every single district.
We're the majority. We're 52% or more. Bye-bye, everybody.
There you go. That's right.
That's a great